Not too long ago, just a few weeks ago, actually, there was a heist in the area for most of you, I think, in Blacksburg. That was the nation's bank. They had two separate attacks. The bank lost $2.4 million, and they had a cyber insurance policy, but they're not covering it. So the way this attack occurred is the way most occur. It started with an employee that clicked on a Word attachment that had malicious code in it. They did not know. Nothing happened to their computer, like most malicious software programs. That back in the days of viruses, your computer would get messed up. These days, nothing happens. It's completely stealth, and you don't know that anything is there. It allowed the hackers access to that computer, which gave them access to what was called the Sklar network, which is their hosted banking system. So again, this is a cloud service that was accessed through this person's computer. They disabled the anti-theft and fraud protection on all of the ATMs, and they did an ATM heist of $570,000. That was the first time. They hired a company, they came in, they did all the security, they put all these measures in place to set off alarms if things were accessed, and so there was a second attack. They believe both these attacks came from Russia, by the way, which is kind of the bulk of the attacks are occurring from Russia these days, about a quarter of them. But the second attack was the same issue as an email attachment, and they disabled the fraud alarms on the ATMs. And this time they got 1.8 million, making a total of 2.4 million. And the insurance is refusing to pay. They say that the breach happened at the ATM, and it doesn't fall under the cyber policy. It falls under a debit card loss policy. They're also saying it's one attack, not two, because they say that they didn't actually secure the systems like they should have properly. More importantly, as you can tell, both of these attacks happened from an employee making a mistake of clicking on an attachment, so there's no training. And that's the greatest way you can reduce your risk these days is a program of regular training. That is so important. And I would encourage all levels in the business. A lot of times the executive team or the executive, the CEOs will exempt themselves from the training, and that is the number one target, the executive or the business leader, because they are the the least educated in most cases, and they think that they're safe, false sense of security, and they feel like they're the smartest person in the group sometimes, and they won't click on something, but they're the number one target. Some sort of a fraudulent something that's really going to startle them, like an IRS email that says you've been caught for tax evasion or something, or some sort of other major issue, and all you have to do is just click on a link or an attachment, and you don't even know it, and that you've installed some sort of malicious code, and now you're compromised your whole network.